So, hello everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Velvet Lounge Life Acting Edition. So, in this series, I am going to be revealing what I did to become an actress over the many years that I've been doing this since I was 18 years old. And also what you can do. And like I said, these are things that helped me. So you might go a different route. Maybe you know someone who knows someone who knows someone. Maybe you're born into the business. Maybe you believe that you need, 90 years of training. Whatever it is you believe, that's totally fine and accepted on this channel because all of us take different journeys to achieve our goals, our dreams, and to do what we do. So there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I'm just telling you what I did. So why are you looking at Jason Momoa on this screen? You're looking at him because I am in his movie Sweet Girl. So initially, I went up to Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago, and I was part of the cast of this movie, and I actually played a few different roles. One was a pirate spectator or fan. The other is I was a person at concession in Concession Row. The other was I was a bystander in a staircase, and I was like, we had some movements going. And also I was in one of the action scenes with his stunt double, and I was in a scene with him when he's like racing up these stairs. So I was in a lot of scenes, and out of all of them, I believe that I'm definitely going to be in at least 4 scenes in the movie. So the cool thing is I was getting ready to leave Pittsburgh and received a phone call, and they asked me if I would come back and continue shooting with him on this movie. And I was like, internally in my body and brain, I was like, heck yeah. Plus I'm already in Pittsburgh. And so we did that, and that was cool until the weather turned bad. And then I finally was honestly actually ready to go home because I was like, oh my God, I'm so ready to go home. I'm so tired because the shoots were so long and they were so late, and that was fine because that was a gig and I'm a dedicated person and that's just the way it is. And so I get home, and maybe 3 days later, I receive a phone call asking if I would mind returning to Pittsburgh again. And I was like, well, for how long? And I'm thinking, a week or something. And the guy's like, just for 1 day. And I had to tell him, I live in Connecticut. It's like an 8-hour drive. Well, 8.5. I can do it in like 6 3/4, but that's like breaking some speed records, which I really do not want to continue to do. And plus I don't know what the weather would be like. I didn't say all of that to him. I just basically told him about living in Connecticut and how, and he was like, oh my God, you live in Connecticut. I was like, yes, they know that. And so he goes, oh, they know that. And so he spoke to my contact there, and I told him, don't do anything special for me, but, because this 1 day deal, I just don't want to commit to it because I know that for me, I would need to come out there for multiple days for shooting. And so, here I am thinking that is it. And that's fine because I had an amazing time with the cast, with the crew, with my other, folks that I just met at the hotel, and oh my God, oh my goodness, the folks at the Hampton Inn and Suites downtown Pittsburgh took care of me as if I was a queen. And I want to give a special shout out, which I've already done to them directly at corporate. I'm a Hilton Honors Platinum member, so what we say matters. And John, who was there, like, ready for me when I arrived at 4:30 in the morning, what an angel. He literally came out to my vehicle with the luggage cart and helped me get my huge bag, my big suitcase, out of my vehicle, and made sure that I was like locked up and everything, and walked with me to my into the hotel and made sure I was all set, gave me some bottles of water. Oh my God, he was so nice. And they understood that I was going to be coming at odd hours, and everybody there was just amazing. Cecily, who was housekeeping, she was awesome. I so probably messed up her schedule, and she was just like, no problem. And she would do exactly the things that I requested perfectly. And she would come and go. I could tell she was trying to do it as quickly as possible. And I was like, it's okay. As long as you're all right with me laying in this bed while you do whatever, what you're doing, I am fine. And she goes, I know you need your rest. I know you must be tired. And oh my God, she was so kind. So, it is not the place, honestly, where I normally would stay. I've never stayed at a Hampton Inn. And so it was honestly better than I expected. Were the rooms 5-star? No, it's not that kind of hotel, but it was comfortable. And when we go back to Pittsburgh, yes, people, I am going back to Pittsburgh, so that was my teaser. They have a reoccurring role for me in this movie, and I will be going back this month, which is December, before Christmas. So pretty soon I'm going back, and I will be able to come home for Christmas and the New Year, just like they will be on hiatus as well. And then we go back in January to continue shooting. And I believe I think it's February, maybe even the beginning of March. All the shooting for this movie should probably be done. I think they're really scheduled to finish in February, but I believe that they might even go into March, simply because there's been some weather stuff. And the weather stuff, of course, pushes off, shooting schedules if there's outside stuff. So, yes, I have a reoccurring role. I will be playing, a different character than I did for the other characters that I already played. You'll see my hair is going to be a little bit different, but also the same. The difference is going to be coloring. I've never, ever, 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 ever had color in my hair, and it's bizarre. And my husband's like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah. So I think just getting used to it. It's kind of the same hairstyle, thinned out some though, and yeah, so it is what it is. I need to look like me, but just a wee bit different. So that's been accomplished. So I am ready pretty much to go. It is going to be a hectic holiday season, just like it was hectic for Thanksgiving because of the shooting schedule. But we are up for the task. The really cool thing is I will have a ride or die with me this time. So that will, first of all, it'll slow me down on the freeway. And also, just for helping me out, like assisting me, it'll be, really nice to have that other person there to talk to. We do have little breaks. Like when I had my break the other time that I was up there filming, I literally just basically finally had a breakfast, like a healthy actual breakfast. And I read all day long. That's all I did. I didn't do anything else. So, when you're working on these films and such, the schedule is the schedule, but be ready to sit around a lot and don't just sit, like get up, go for a walk, but make sure you know when you are supposed to be back on set and get back at least 15 to 20 minutes before the call comes. And you will not get a call. They'll basically come to a room where they think everyone is, or they'll come to a dressing room and be like, okay, we're ready. So make sure you're in that spot 15 to 20 minutes before the call comes, because you don't want to be that person that holds up production. Also, bring snacks. Even though, every set that I've been on so far over the years, other than a couple, the folks have supplied us with beverages, hot and cold. They've supplied us with either downright regular food or crappy ass pizza, as I like to call it, or snacks that are actually usually pretty decent. But I always, regardless, bring some snacks, bring some breath mints, bring your own water, bring a book. Now everyone has some sort of electronic device. Bring your charging cord, because there will be places for you to charge, whether it's a charging station that they set up, or obviously electrical outlets, maybe all over the place. And also bring something that you could be comfortable in. So for example, if you have scenes where you're going to be in stiletto high heels, bring some slippers with you as well, because your shooting schedule, usually the shooting schedules are out of whack. Usually they're very upfront about that. They're like, well, we might be shooting for, 12 to 14 hours. The cool thing, especially the way that I am normally paid, is I am paid a set fee for 8 hours. And then after 8 hours, I am paid an overtime type fee. So it's whatever you negotiate in your contract. But at the end of the day, you can't be like, well, I'm only getting paid for X, so I'm out of here, because you don't want to end up on the secret blacklist. I don't know if one exists. I'm pretty sure there is, because, the industry is smaller than you think, and the memories are very long. So that's all I have for today. So I just want to tell you about some tips and tricks that I use when I'm working on these jobs. Another thing for the ladies, bring a backpack style purse, because it will be easier for you to strap that thing on your back and go when you need to go, but also having it look like a purse. It may be something that's used in a scene, so it does double duty. So you also want it to look relatively nice. That's another thing that I would say. And also for guys, you should bring like a crossbody type bag, or or some sort of bag yourself. But remember, especially if it's one of those situations where you may be in your own wardrobe, that's the other thing. Don't compromise on your wardrobe, because later you might regret it. You might look at yourself and be like, oh, why did I wear that? And wear layers if you need to, if it's a weather situation, because you are on that film forever once it's shot. And unlike back in the day, like way back in the day, where it could end up on a VHS or a DVD, now it ends up on a DVD, a Blu-ray, of course, all over the internet, under various platforms, and videos, and snippets on YouTube, etc. So hopefully these tips helped you guys out, and leave any of your suggestions that you have down below. Remember to subscribe to our channel by giving us a thumbs up, And also, like I said, leave that comment, hit the subscribe button, as well as the bell notification button so you'll know when new videos come out. We have a drawing coming up for people that subscribe to our channel and do those few little favors for us. When we hit 2,225 subscribers, we are going to be giving away sterling silver items, American silver coins, so these are 90% silver coins, as well as some gold. Yes, we have that. If you watch our entrepreneurial playlist, then you'll know that we are resellers. We deal in antiques, uniques, collectibles, and different things, as well as we deal in the auction world and other ventures that we have as well, which are how we really like are able to do some of the things that we do. And we want to simply give back to those that have supported us, and we will also pay the postage to get these things to you, regardless of where you are in the world. So thank you again for tuning in. Have a great life, and remember that your health is your wealth, and without your health, you have nothing.